Hello everyone, this is Arthea Aguirre from BAEL 2A and I am here to give you an idea about human acts. What is human act? Human act is one that is proper to a human being, an act that proceeds from the free will of a man. A human act is an act that is deliberately performed by one possessed of the use of the reason. Deliberately performed means that it is done freely and knowingly. So it is the thought, word, deed, desire, or omission which comes from a man by his free, knowing, and deliberate choice. In other words, human act is the act that is always done for a purpose. Now, let's talk about the acts of man. What is acts of man? Acts of man. Acts of man are those acts which man performs without being master of them through his intellect and will. So therefore, they are not voluntary. For example, acts of man are the natural acts of vegetative and sense faculties. These are the digestion, beating of heart, growth, visual, and auditive perceptions. But these acts may become human acts when they perform with malice, or when we are directed by the will. For example, if you are trying to control your breathing, or you're trying to control your heartbeat. Another example are the acts of the people who are asleep, or for example, those people who are sleepwalking, and those people who are under the influence of hypnosis, alcohol, or other drugs. However, there may still be some degree of control by the will, but there is indirect responsibility if the cause of the loss of control is voluntary. And the other one is the acts of the person without proper use of the reason. For example, the children or the insane persons. Because we all know that they are not aware in what they are doing. And they don't know what it would be the effect to them. The elements of human act. First, knowledge. A person is not responsible for an act done in ignorance, unless the ignorance is the person's own fault, and is therefore willed, in which case he has knowledge that he is an ignorance, and ought to dispel it. Thus, in one way or another, knowledge is necessary for responsible human activity. Second is freedom. A person is not responsible for an act over which he has no control, unless he deliberately surrenders such control by running into conditions and circumstances which rob him of liberty. Thus, in one way or another, freedom is necessary for human act. Third, or the last element, is the actual choice or voluntariness. A person is not responsible for an act which he does not will, unless he wills to give up his self-control. For example, as a man does, for instance, in allowing himself to be hypnotized or by deliberately becoming intoxicated. So thus it means, in one way or another, voluntariness or actual choice enters into every human act. Now, a human act is a willed act. It proceeds from the will, following the knowledge and judgment of the mind or intellect. Since what refers to the free will is usually described as moral, a human act is a moral act. Since the will is free, a human act is a free act.